Imagine a galaxy where the laws of physics have been replaced by the laws of code, and magic is just another programming language waiting to be hacked. You are thrown into the Arcane Galaxy, a realm where dungeons are procedurally generated, monsters drop loot boxes, and survival depends on your ability to read the fine print of the system. Welcome to Chaos Protocols, the first crunchy, strategic, and action-packed installment in Troy Osgood and Jake Malory's Arcane Galaxy series. If you love system apocalypse tropes, deep LitRPG mechanics, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated thrill of watching a protagonist exploit game logic to outsmart gods and monsters alike, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in progression fantasy, blending the visceral terror of a hostile universe with the addictive dopamine hit of optimizing your build from scratch. The narrative kicks off with our protagonist waking up in a world that operates on rules they barely understand, forced to navigate a landscape where every decision has stat-based consequences. The atmosphere is thick with the hum of magical energy, the roar of high-level beasts, and the creeping dread of knowing that every quest accepted could be a trap designed by a capricious system. Osgood and Malory excel at making the progression feel incredibly grounded and rewarding, turning every skill point allocated, every recipe learned, and every dungeon cleared into a massive, hard-earned step towards securing a foothold in this new reality. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its spectacular, chaotic system trope and the brilliant strategic adaptation dynamic. This isn't just about swinging a sword. It's about managing mana reserves, coordinating with a diverse party of specialists, and using modern logic to outsmart enemies who rely on brute force and rigid programming. Watching the protagonist reverse engineer ancient artifacts, craft overpowered gear for monster drops, and completely shock arrogant high-level players with their unconventional, trap-heavy tactics is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat and the satisfying chiming ding of a massive level up to life, making every milestone feel like a hard-earned victory. But beyond the stats and the slaughter, the soul of Arcane Galaxy lies in its characters and the heavy burden of leadership. The protagonist isn't just a cold, calculating gamer. They are a deeply human individual, struggling to maintain their humanity in a world that rewards ruthlessness. They quickly form bonds with a beautifully dysfunctional found family of fellow survivors who help them navigate the treacherous waters of the new social order. The banter is razor-sharp, providing much-needed levity as their friends watch them casually calculate the damage output of a fireball. Their unbreakable trust provides the emotional grounding needed when the world starts throwing literal world-ending threats their way. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A major dungeon break or a rival faction's assault forces the protagonist to push their abilities to their absolute limits. The finale is a spectacular display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming magical firepower, and raw, unbridled ingenuity. The protagonist doesn't just survive the assault, they completely shatter the local power scaling, using a ridiculous, highly technical combination of skills and crafting to turn the enemy's ultimate attack into a mere stepping stone. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive, dopamine-fueled victory that proves the most dangerous class in the system isn't the one with the biggest sword. It's the one who understands the rules better than anyone else. Chaos Protocols is a triumph of the LitRPG and fantasy genres. It is smart, action-packed, and unapologetically addictive. Troy Osgood and Jake Malory have crafted a debut that perfectly captures the thrill of breaking the apocalypse with a stat sheet and a strategy guide. Plug in your headphones, check your stats, and join the survivor. The system is live, but their future is bright.